What's up, beautiful besties? Oh, welcome into Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you so very much for being here with me as per usual, loves. You guys are seriously the best. I'm just going to I'm going to bring the spirit. I'm going to bring up spirit and we're going to tune in here to find out what messages we have today. What's the energy? What's the vibe? Okay. It's going to be a love reading and we're going to start with an oracle deck and then of course expand with tarot. So if you want to connect to the energy, again, it's an open channel today. We're just seeing what's out there and what we need to know. So if you want to connect, you can do so by liking the reading or hyping it up, or if the title, brings the drama, let me know. You can leave a comment if it already makes sense before we even get to the reading. I'm always curious when that happens. But anyways, let's do the thing. Let's see what's up. Okay. Calling on spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. So my neighbor has two ducks, and they are so freaking cute. And they are going off right now. They're actually really close to like where my tarot room is in my house outside. They're like right there. And as I was ringing the sound bowl, I heard one of them like like quacking. It sounded like it was laughing and it was hilarious. So I don't know if that has any bearing on the energy that we're going to pull out here, but it was like, I don't know if it was like a mocking laugh, but this duck sure thought something was friggin' hilarious, was quacking on about something. Anyways, they're so cute. They're so cute. They're like white with little yellow or orangey beaks and feet. I don't know what kind of duck that is, but classic duck, and they're super cute. Anyways, we have mask. Someone's not showing their true feelings. Okay, someone's hiding behind the mask. Pretending to be something they're not. There's delusion, there's gaslighting. Oh my gosh, maybe that's why the duck was laughing. It's like, I see through you, kind of an energy. Or, like the audacity kind of a laugh, like showing up here. We have self-indulgence, focusing on the self. Self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. I feel like that's obviously our collective. You could be, and this is just like, I don't know if this is what the reading is going to be about, but you could be, I just heard you could be dropping your mask. Now we all wear masks. Okay. We all show up in different spaces as different, maybe versions of ourselves, or, I feel like, especially if you are neuro spicy in any type of way, I feel like some of you may be dropping the mask as well. Like you're just showing up who you are as you are authentically with people in your life. And it is because you're just tired of pretending. You've been healing, right? You're tired of, like, you really appreciate who you are and you're really owning who you are. And you've done a lot of shadow work and you're connecting with your self-worth at the moment. So you're like, I don't want to pretend to be, okay, so like, let's say, I don't know why this is coming through. Like, let's say you are at the workplace and normally you're very agreeable, even though it doesn't feel right for you. You're just trying to like keep the peace or people pleasing in some kind of way. You've dropped the mask in your own life as well. And you're like just not showing up that way anymore. Now that could be just, again, a little bit of a side note message coming through for whoever's reading this is. I do have passion, so insane chemistry, liking each other equally, having fun. This is developing into something else. So let me just tune into what's actually coming out here. We have boat, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure, issues. And at the bottom of the deck, we have separation. So sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. Okay, listen, Um, I feel like this is a situation where someone you have been in separation with could also be dropping their mask. Okay. Now, someone not showing their true feelings, someone hiding, someone pretending to be someone they're not. This person could also be doing the same kind of work that you've been focusing on as well, as far as, trying to live in a more authentic way and showing up not as other people expect you to show up, but as, just being really truthful and honest with your wants, desires, needs, okay, your passion. All right. So, um, moving forward, receiving what you need is because you're asking for what you need. You're no longer pretending that you don't need it. Okay. You know what I mean? So I need some tarot here for the details. Now I know, yeah, this is interesting because underneath the deck, even underneath the separation, was snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, the other woman. There could be a separation because someone was acting shady. They weren't being honest with themselves. Again, I need some details here to find out exactly what's happening, but it does look like someone or two people involved here are reconnecting with their sense of worth and what feels right for them, and moving forward in a very passionate way. There's two people who like each other. Okay, there's two people who like each other. So I need clarity. There could be more than two people involved in this situation, especially with the snake energy. But either way, as for our collective, y'all are moving forward with both. You're going to be getting some kind of closure, moving on. Look at this. Okay, I split the deck here. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and we have the Three of Swords coming up. Interesting energy because someone here is feeling like their luck has run out, or since you've been gone, since you've been, maybe this is you again, no longer people pleasing, or no longer just kind of going with the flow and accepting things. I just feel like since you've been gone out of someone's life, the separation, and you've been showing up differently. You've been showing up in your strength, showing up in your power, showing up in your passions, really leaning into your own sense of self-worth and your identity, your true identity, your authentic self. Someone is very much missing your energy, and they feel like they're ever since you've been gone, nothing has gone right for them. Okay. Nothing has gone right for them. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. First, tell us about our collective. We're going to start with you. Okay. We're starting with you. What's going on with our collective? And then we'll talk about the person they're in separation from coming through this reading, What's going on? Yeah, you have a new beginning here with the Fool energy. Okay, so you have returned to the self so authentically that you like stepping into a brand new timeline, a brand new chapter, a brand new story for yourself. It's a new cycle where you feel very much hopeful, optimistic. Again, you are reconnecting with your passions. You're having fun. You're moving on, and you're seeing progression. You're seeing progression. We have this 10 of Pentacles. It flew out in the reverse. I feel like this is you. No, I don't want to say you've given up on a dream, but I do. Like, that's the first thing that came to my heart was you've given up on some kind of dream. It's likely involving you've given up on this person who maybe was wearing a mask themselves, pretending or hiding their feelings, stuff like that. Now, at one point in time, because the 10 of Pentacles is here, but it's coming up in reverse, at one point in time, you really thought that this person was, the one for you, the person that you wanted, the person that you focused on, or you saw a future with this person, or it was your goal to kind of reconcile with this person. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want that anymore. Some of you maybe still are interested in that if this person comes correct and blah, 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 that kind of a thing. That's another story. But for now, or right now in the moment, you have put that idea to bed. Okay. Because I feel like there's a frustrated energy that I'm picking up on. And it's like, I feel stuck. I feel like things aren't moving. I feel like, I'm going backwards. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. That kind of a when I'm focusing on, is this person coming back? What are they doing? What are they up to? It really just kind of stalled out your own energy. And I feel like at one point in time, you were investing a lot into this other person, this relationship. Again, it could have been a breakup, it could have been a marriage, recently divorced, things like that, where you have now um, redirected your entire focus from the other person back onto the self. Okay. And you did so out of frustration and feeling like, almost feeling like it was starting to become hopeless, like, what am I doing this for? What am I wasting my time? I'm wasting my energy. I need to reclaim my power. I need to come back onto myself and I need to have a fresh new beginning. And that's what you have been focusing on. And again, doing so in a way that you're not pretending that you're not disappointed. Like that's the thing here. You're acknowledging like the work that you put into the other person and how it didn't work out when you wanted it to. The timing was off, whatever the case might be. You weren't seeing the payoff and it was draining you. So you recalled your energy. And again, you at least put it on the back burner. It's still showing up here. So then that means that, like, to me, I see that you're not focused on, you haven't completely disregarded the situation, but you are moving on and you're not focusing on it anymore. And that's what I see. Okay. So, what else is coming up here for our collective? Because it's self-indulgent energy. You're like, I'm putting my energy and my time and my effort and my money, it's all spending on me. I'm giving energy to me and only me. Now, there is a person here. Let's ask about them. The person in your life who really feels that detaching energy. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. Detaching. You have detached from the person, but you've also attached from knowing the outcome. Okay, so it's actually a really healthy thing to do. I feel like you're just flowing right now. Okay, so you're flowing right now. Doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be curious. It just means that you're not pouring your all into the situation anymore. Okay, so, which is again, a very healthy thing to do. So, I don't see it as, and I want to be clear about something. I don't see it as disassociation. I had to make that point clear. Spirit said, you're not ignoring it in the way where it's like, I'm not processing my feelings. No, you've already been there, done that. Again, the shadow work, you've already been there, done that. You're just moving forward. Okay, so let's talk about the person who feels your withdrawal, who feels like, since they no longer sense your energy, yeah. They are now stuck in the vibe that you were stuck in. Okay, so I feel like the tables have literally turned here. You're out here, and maybe in this carefree, optimistic, I'm very excited, passionate about the new beginning and things like that showing up in a real way. And now that you've withdrawn your energy, this person you're in separation from, is actually standing by the phone waiting. Now, again, I know people don't do that anymore, but y'all, I'm from that generation where if you were expecting a call, you stayed at home. Okay. I mean, it changed obviously throughout my life, but that's what it was. If you wanted to receive a call, you would sit around waiting for it. So I'm sure you know as well. So the person who feels your withdrawal and who feels like nothing is going on in their life, that's the feeling. They're feeling stuck. They're feeling like they're focusing now all their time, energy, attention onto you and the situation, wondering where the heck you are, waiting for you to reach out, waiting for you to show up in their dream even, or like if this is all energetic, right? Like if they're wondering where you went. They're wondering why they're not feeling your energy pour into them anymore. Okay. They are wondering. Okay. Tell me more about this person you're in separation from. We have the Lovers. All right. So a very deep soul bond here. Now, because we have the energy of the Mask, that lets us know that this person wasn't honest about their feelings. Okay. And that is a whole problem. That was the whole problem here, is what I'm picking up on. Because again, I do feel like you showed up and you gave it your all and you were here and you were ready for it. Not only that, but during the period of separation as well, you did a lot of work on yourself to heal, to process when you were in this, like, frustrated moment waiting to see if things were ever going to change. You went through a lot. Okay. And again, I can say that because you felt like this person was the end all be all. This was the person you were going to sail off into the sunset with, like you had a dream and a vision for the future. Now, I'm not saying that this person didn't have that as well. I am seeing the lovers, which is somebody who comes in, they match your energy. It's a deep soul bond, soulmate, twin flame, whatever label you want to put on a divinely guided partnership. Now, it could have been karmic for some of you. Karmic meaning lesson, not bad. All I'm saying is I feel like you have learned a lot of lessons throughout this connection, and you can let me know in the comments if you feel that's true or not, regardless of the outcome. And that's the attitude that you're in. You're like, at least I've learned a lot about myself. I'm not the same person I was when I met this individual. They really did help change my perspective. I've grown, I've healed, I've looked at a lot of maybe traumas that have come up, like things that should have broken me, like that kind of thing. And you're still standing. Not only are you still standing, but you are stronger than ever. And you are at this like a clean slate moment for yourself, right? And you feel the excitement around the new possibilities, a new journey, a glow up, things like that. Now, the lovers is coming out just to let me know. And here, look, I just saw the 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. And the 4 of Swords too. This lets me know that, first of all, there has been no communication. Here's another 7. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to just pull it because it is kind of going off here. And I feel like this is what it is. I'm just going to show you Judgment, pop it down, and we're going to talk about it. Oh, there's even more coming out. Oh, there's even more coming out. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Have a seat. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right. So there's been silence between the two of you, radio silence for quite some time, a little too long, if you ask me. And I'm sure that's why you were able to turn your focus. You're like, okay, well, it is what it is. You got to that point. Now, the bond between the two of you was very strong, always was, still is showing up. Okay. That's why this person feels like your energy was drawn like completely. They feel you aren't investing in them anymore. But the problem here is that they were wearing a mask. Now, whether or not this was their friend, their family group, maybe even within another relationship for some of you, not everyone, but take what fits and don't force anything that doesn't. Okay. They were hiding you, their feelings, the connection. Okay. They definitely were keeping this a secret with the High Priestess. It was very, very quiet. What was quiet? Their feelings for you, the depth of the connection. They may not even have fully expressed how they felt to you, for you, up to you. You know what I mean? They were sitting in a lot of silence, okay? And there has been radio silence between the two of you. You still haven't heard from this person, okay? And this person is in a lot of confusion, chaos, and I feel like they've kind of always been in this energy of the 7 of Cups, like unable to make a flippant choice, unable to make a decision, unable to see things clearly. Not only see things clearly, but figure out how it is they actually feel, okay? Now, it sounds like a them problem, right? Because you know exactly how you feel. You've always known how you feel about them. And, that was never an issue. I feel like you were always somebody who showed up. And even if you did wear some masks in your own life, it wasn't towards this person. I feel like you were honest with them with how you feel. And this person is not used to that type of authenticity and expression of feelings. It makes them uncomfortable. They don't even know how to put words to how they feel. So I'm picking up on somebody who's really indecisive, who finds themselves in confusion a lot when it comes to their own feelings, and also like an inability to make a damn choice. So an indecisive, dreamy type of person. Now, I'm not throwing shade, but we've got some Pisces energy, and sometimes that can be a quality of the Piscean archetype is, really getting doing more dreaming, okay, and having a harder time asserting or making choices and asserting themselves. So I am getting that kind of an energy. That doesn't mean they have to be. You have to be. It doesn't mean Pisces is negative, a bad, it's not a bad thing at all. It's the energy of a dreamer, right? So they could be out here living in their dream world about you and not actually showing up in taking action, you know? And so that's what I see here. That's what I see here. So I feel like the dream thing keeps coming up in this reading. I do feel like either this person knows how to astral project and has astral projected themselves into your dream world, or y'all meet in the dreamland, or there's some kind of shared dream energy. You see them in dreams, whatever. Since you've pulled your energy back from this person, they don't see you anymore. It's like you've gone missing. They can't find you. They can't pick up your frequency. They can't pick up your energy. Okay. Now, again, we know the reasons why. We know the reasons why this person has not ever fully shown up. This person has consistently held back their true feelings, okay, even though they have their own little fog they're living in, okay, emotional fog. But they haven't admitted it to themselves. They haven't admitted it to other people. They don't show up authentically. Half the time, they don't even know what the hell they want, okay? Now, I mean, I don't even know where to go from there, okay? It caused a lot of heartache. It caused a lot of pain in the past, and we see that here with the Three of Swords, okay? And it caused many of you to give up emotionally, to stop investing in the situation. Now, who blames you? No one over here blames you. Spirit don't blame you. Nobody blames you for putting your hands up and saying, okay, well, if this is what it is, this is what it is. I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to put my life on hold waiting for somebody, like that kind of an energy, okay? It doesn't mean that you don't care. It just means that you are sick and tired. You've gotten to your point of, okay, like you've turned some of this pain into something powerful for yourself with Temperance energy. Queen of Wands, you're out here, regardless of your sign. You could be Aries, Leo, Sag, but you don't have to be. You've got your mojo back, okay? You got your mojo back. You have your passion back. You're ready for life. You're into it, okay? Now, and you're out here. I just heard I'm nobody's secret. I am nobody's secret. And if you don't want to share with me how you feel, you don't want to share it with your friends or your family, or you don't want to come out with how you're truly feeling, that's on you, buddy, okay? I'm sailing away into my own sunset with or without you, okay? And that's the vibe. Now, I feel like there's a reason why this is coming up. I do see the Five of Swords, and over here as well, look at the Devil, oh my God, and the Knight of Cups. All of this is telling me a story. The reason why this is all coming up is because this person is very much sitting in their regret. They're very much obsessing over you right now and trying to get your attention, trying to get you to notice them, trying to get you to, like, where'd you go? You know what I mean? Where did you go? Because they spent so much time in their freaking dream world thinking about and dreaming up all the different scenarios that could happen, likely to happen. Nothing has actually happened, right? So, pardon me, they're over here wondering where the hell you went. Where did you go? Where did you go? I have something to say to you. And they're really, I feel like their internal dialogue towards themselves right now is very harsh. I got to be real with you with all this sword energy here and the Devil. They are beating themselves up, okay? I don't feel like there's anything that you could say that they haven't said to themselves 10 times worse about this entire situation, okay? This person is really going through it internally right now, and they're living in regret, and they're replaying all the words that they wish they should have, could have, would have said to you when they had the chance. That's what I'm seeing here. And it's become an obsession, and they are really cutting themselves down. I just heard cut myself into pieces. This is my last resort. Okay, so that's a song, and that's a song. Just give me a second. I'm actually going to look that up, okay, because I want to see if there's anything else in that. And I do have my computer here, so hang on. Okay, so that's actually a severely intense lyrics that I actually didn't really know about. I've heard the song before, but I didn't realize how deep it goes. So this person is feeling like they are, remember I was saying they're being really harsh to themselves, and they're having some they're really, really being hard on themselves right now, and with all the swords and the song that I just heard, Last Resort. If you want to look up the lyrics, please do so. but I can't really talk about it without getting like community dings on YouTube because it's a sensitive issue, like unaliving themselves and that kind of thing. Now, I don't know if your person has gone that deep, but it is giving this energy of, I'm losing my sight, I'm losing my mind. I wish someone would tell me I'm fine. That they made, they're running and crying. Like there's nothing's all right, nothing is fine. Where there was a line here. Like they're feeling like that they're at the end of the rope. Okay, this person feels like they're at the end of their rope, and I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and that Three of Swords that showed up when we split the deck at the beginning of this reading, it does feel like a very intense um, dialogue that's going on within this person's mind right now. So they're feeling hopeless. They're feeling hopeless. And they are feeling this way because of, unfortunately, this is the kind of person who feels everything very deeply. Again, very much a dreamer. Okay. They feel everything very deeply. They don't really know how to name it. They don't know how to express it. They're afraid. There is such a big fear around allowing people to see what's going on within them. And I'll tell you right now, there is suffering. Okay, suffering, internal suffering going on right now with this person. Now, oh Spirit, what am I to do with this energy? What? Do they want you to know? I don't feel like they want anyone to know how deeply they're suffering right now inside, but they can't pretend anymore. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. They cannot wear this mask of everything is okay because it is not okay. And they're saying that, basically the whole reason they're not okay is because you don't care about them anymore. You don't love them anymore. And I feel like that's not fair. I feel like this whole situation is highly unfair. And I feel like this person should, reach out to some mental health professional right now. That's what it feels like. And I'm not a mental health professional. So, Spirit, why is this? Why? What? Why are you telling us this today? Why? Maybe some of you have been feeling it. Maybe this person's been pulling on your energy. I don't know. I feel like, again, you're in this position of like, I don't want to say that you're being cold or heartless or anything, but you're like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I've already done everything I possibly can. And so the focus is now on you. And it's like, this is out of my hands. This is out of my hands. And that's, I think, another point that Spirit is really trying to bring through to you is that there isn't anything more that you can do for this person. You've done it all. You've done the most. You are meant to detach in this way because this is forcing them to feel feelings, to feel the feelings of, to get them, it's a motivating point, okay? It's a turning point is what I'm seeing here. It's a turning point for this person. Spirit, what else can we let our collective know? It's a turning point for this individual. What's going to happen with them? How about that? What's going to happen? Wow. We had justice, but it flew out in reverse, friends. Look at, I am not calling an actual time here. I need you to know that. But this person is not okay. And this is their moment. This is their moment this is their karma, And I hate to be so harsh, but, I also don't like what they put you through, but I'm also like a compassionate human. So when I see this heaviness come out in a reading, it's thick and it's a little difficult to navigate, but I'm telling you, this is going to lead to a transformation. They are currently in their karma. They are currently experiencing everything going wrong, nothing going right, these deep feelings of, they're criticizing themselves very deeply. This feelings, okay? This is where the transformation happens, okay? This is where the transformation happens. It happens because of you pulling away your energy, making them feel like, I feel like you really fill this person's tank with gas. Okay. I feel like this is somebody that you really saw their potential, or you saw right through to them, their true self, their true soul self. And they are not used to that because, again, they really wear this mask, right? They really pretend like everything's fine when everything's not. They don't let people in. They don't let people see their, internal world or whatever. They hide behind a mask. And you saw right through that. And you saw the essence of who this person truly was, and you saw their potential. But you can't live your life. This is what I'm getting, like waiting for someone to live up to their own potential. Okay, so when you decided to withdraw your energy, things started going wrong. This person wasn't getting those boosts of energy that you were giving them, or boost of positivity, or boost of care, boost of attention, boosts, like that. They weren't getting those boosts anymore. And so they're starting to see, they're starting to go through the karma of having to experience life without you. Okay. And they see you as out here living your best life, maybe again, open, ready. Maybe you're walking into new relationships, new blessings, things like that going on. You're at the very least open to it, and they can feel that shift. Now, this is actually what is going through their karma, okay, no matter what that looks like, is actually going to lead to a major transformation within this individual. Okay. And that's me hoping for the absolute best. Okay. Because I'm not out here predicting that. Okay. I'm not doing that. And I'm not trying to create that kind of a feeling within our collective that, this is something worst case scenario would happen or anything, but figuratively, symbolically speaking, they are going through an ego death with the devil. Ego death. This karma is hitting them right where it needs to, as far as it's changing their whole entire. It's changing. They're changing. They're going through a change, and they have no. It's dark night of the soul. It's dark night of the soul, and they do not have someone to cling on to, someone to, they're alone doing that. But this is part of their karma. They have to do this work alone. You can't hold their hand through it. You can't do anything for them. They have to do it. And I just heard somebody out here saying, I had to do it on my own. Where were they when I was going through this? So this is the tables turning on this individual. That's what I see here. And maybe this message is coming out just so that you know that this person is not escaping without having to do the work. Okay, so this is somebody who is on the edge. Okay, they're really, literally, figuratively, all of the things on the edge of massive transformation. Okay, now I know some of you are like, good, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I wanted to know. Excellent. For others of you who are interested in diving a little deeper into this, I'm going to extend it. And I want to go a little bit into what that transformation is looking like for them. Also into a little bit of what the karma is looking like for them, but mostly the transformation. And what are they going to be like on the other side of this? Okay. Well, how are they going to show up? How are they going to change? Let's really dive into it. I am going to use some spiritual cards as well for this one, because this is heavy spiritual transformation going on within this person. But again, it is all tied. This is something that I feel like, if I could say what your soul contract states, something that you both agreed to, is that you both agreed to radically shift one another's worlds. Okay. At the very least, but we'll dive into that a little bit further, and we'll do it in the extended if you're there for it. If not, awesome. I really love you. I really appreciate you. I'm wishing you all the best on this journey that you're on, and you are meant to do this. This is something that you are supposed to do too, focusing on yourself. And like I say, curiosity isn't throwing you off track or anything. So if you are curious, great. But if not, keep on pushing, keep on staying in your own lane, because that was part of this is what you're supposed to be doing. So you're on track. Okay. So with that being said, I'm sending you lots of love here. And again, this is something for them to take care of. This is nothing that you can do is going to change the situation. All right. So I feel like every morsel of energy that you do pour into, like that you did pour into this person, almost stalls this growth from actually taking place. this transformation from taking place. They need to feel the nothingness from you in order to get to this point. Okay. Which is like a breaking point, a turning point, like I said. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll drop a little preview of the extended and we'll see where this goes. Okay. If not, I'll be back with another message. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay. I'm sending you lots of love. Take care. Beautiful besties. Welcome into the extended reading. I did keep the 3 major arcana energies out that this person is going through right now. It is heavy. It's heavy. These are not, you know, it's a necessary transformation that I see happening, but again, let's just dive into it. I'm going to start with the Mercury Salt Sulfur deck here, which is a very spiritual deck. It does speak to spiritual transformations and it has deep spiritual themes to it. So let's just go ahead first and pull from this deck. But I did actually want to point something out before we begin. For karma and karmic related type of readings, I always turn to the Deviant Moon. And when I picked up the deck, look at this, no word of the lie, justice. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that that was already sitting at the bottom of the deck waiting for this reading, apparently. So let's just get into it. We are going to find out what, of course, the karma they're walking straight into, their deep spiritual transformations, who they become on the other side of the ego collapse, and basically how does this transformation affect, you know, your soul contract with them. Okay, so let me just tune into the energy. Spirit, please show me the alchemical process, this transformation that they are going through. What areas is it hitting? What are they experiencing? We have a message. This is reverse. We have abundant energy in reverse. I feel like this is just talking straight away to... Sometimes we get a little recap, you know, nothing I can do about it. You're not messaging them. They're not getting an abundance of energy from you. Okay, Spirit, like, let's continue. Let's continue. They're also hearing about things that are going really well for you. Let me say that they have their ear to the ground at the very least. What? That's interesting. Sorry, y'all. Someone was trying to FaceTime my computer, which is interesting because abundance of messages not coming in. They're trying to get some FaceTime perhaps with you, and you're out here busy doing your thing. Okay, that's just a little bit of a confirmation. It was really weird. It was also from a number that I didn't recognize, so they may be trying to test you by calling you or trying to get through to you from hidden profiles or hidden phone numbers or something like that, just to kind of see. Again, they're trying to figure out, well, not trying to figure out, but they have an eye on you. They're trying to get through to you, and that's coming out again, just as confirmation. Interesting. Okay, so Spirit, please show us what actual, you know, like the work that they've been trying to avoid. Let's be so real. Okay, let's be so for real. This is a long time coming. This transformation that has been needing to happen for this person. And what do we have here? Okay, solve a coagula. I know what this is. Okay. What do we have? Fear. Solve a coagula. This is like this is like temperance energy, trying to figure it out, trying to come to some kind of healing. Okay, we have a lot here. We have as within, so without. And then we also have herbal medicine. Okay, herbal medicine. This person is definitely needing to, they're needing some healing. I'll tell you that much. Okay. Let me just tune into this.